fight her some fun. Because they've already decided she's not getting out of here. It doesn't matter if she's a confessor or not.
I mean,
she's done.
We knew that going in, though. Like, 50,000 guys, Kahlan.
Yeah.
We tried saying that. They tried telling her, they being, like, Kahlan's group of people, to not go because it was a bad idea, too.
Right. And they sent quads after her so that, one guy could get confessed. She's going to be tired, and then there'll be enough people to still kill confessors. This is more than 4.
This is literally one extra guy, and then that times 10,000.
Yeah, literally more than 4. They also say, okay, tomorrow or the next day, you're going to be beheaded to the cheers of their men. And it's like literally word for word what Richard heard in the prophecy.
Yeah, the prophecy. This is exactly what we thought. It's amazing that when we first heard it, and it made so much sense, they were talking about a wedding, right? And then we learned that actually it has to do with Kahlan. And now we know that she's going to be given to her people by the order.
Yeah.
And it's not a good thing.
Yeah, well, and at this point in the chapter, you were like, oh, well, she's for sure not getting out. She's fucked.
Yeah, no, so done. So done.
So at this point, I needed a beer, for sure. So it's time for another little beer break.
Oh.
We'll be back after this. And we're back! So, Kahlan is the last living creature of magic made by men. So, by killing her, they're going to show their people the beginning of a new age. It's the end of the confessors and wizards. It's time for man to rule and magic to die. That's the whole, thought process of the order, apparently.
They're just anti-magic.
Yes. Which, I mean, I could understand why that would panic Kahlan, because she's like, oh shit, that's not great.
Oh, you guys are really bad then, huh?
Yeah, this is a bigger thing than she thought she was in for when she was like, I'm gonna just go talk to the commanders and find out why they're doing this. She didn't think this is what it was gonna be. It's a bad day at work.
I mean, if you consider people with magic a race unto their own, then we're talking about genocide here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, she turns to Slagle and she's like, hey, dude, that means an end is gonna come for you, too. And he's like, yeah, I know. I signed up for this knowing. That's how I'm gonna serve everybody. I'm gonna kill all the magic, and then I'm gonna kill myself. It's gonna be great.
See, he's totally in on it. Like, what the fuck, man?
Okay, weirdo.
The only way I could see somebody coming to that conclusion and being fine with it is if they have a secret plan to get rid of all the other magic people and then to run away. Thus leaving you the only magic person and ultimately, king of the world.
Well, either that or you have a lot of self-hate.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You really think that you're evil and the magic in you is evil, but you're going to use it for good until you kill yourself because you're evil.
That was almost Richard for a minute.
Yeah. Ugh, okay.
Moving on.
Riggs says that they are going to demand war until complete and total victory. And at this point, Kahlan is just boiling with rage. She's like, all right, man, fuck you, okay?
That was cute. She's boiling with rage. I loved it. So Kahlan tells him that she grants him his wish. She declares war, and none of them will be granted quarter. She is done. Middle finger rockets. Big ones. Now, Kahlan had come for the wizard. She feels the magic, the blood rage. It's flowing through her, but when she goes to shoot the lightning, nothing happens.
Which, that's a problem.
Oh, shit! You're just standing there with your hands in the dramatic posture, fingers curled towards the enemy, doing a real Palpatine type thing,
yeah.
And then nothing happens. And then just, it's a long day, hasn't it been, guys? Oh, I'm ready for nap. And to cry. My magic didn't work.
Yeah, it's not a good time.
Mm.
She hesitates for just a second before pulling Nick away, which, like, really great move on her part, staying on the horse, because she would have been fucked if she hadn't.
Literally, don't go down to their level.
Literally, don't.
Ooh.
But also, like, good on her for thinking very quickly, because I feel like if my magic didn't work, and it was something that was an intricate part of my life, I'd probably pause for, like, more than a hot second and be like, wait, what? Is it just the blood rage that's not working here, or is it her magic totally?
I think she could feel the blood rage coming on. I think that was working normally. I think when she tried to attack using magic, that didn't work. And I think that was abnormal because of, well, obviously the other wizard there.
Okay.
I think he prevented her from lashing out. And that's why they've been so nonchalant, because they knew they were shielded from the moment she, well, probably 2 hours ago. He set up the shield, and then they just waited for her to show up, knowing she couldn't do anything once she got there. And so he just started whittling a
dick.
Big old wood D.
Well, either way, she thinks quick and she gets out of there. And Nick's hooves are just like smashing people's skulls everywhere. And he's jumping and galloping. He's doing his job, for sure.
Oh.
Slagle eventually gets the fire sent off after her, but he's drunk and super shitty at steering it. Kind of like a drunk dude with a drone.
For a second, imagine drunk wizard throwing fireballs through an army camp. Holy shit. The chaos and the hilarity. Because they're bad guys. I mean, it's okay if he kills a bunch of them on accident. Just like, hey, no, check it out. I'm going to throw the ball. All of his buddies are like, no, sir,
yeah,
probably bad
don't.
idea. He's like, no, I got this. Just hucks a fireball. And then misses, obviously, because he's drunk.
Well, and then he keeps steering it through the camp, too. And I feel like the other guys would be like, hey, stop.
They'd have to weekend at Bernie's him, knock him out. No, well, then his magic wouldn't work. But if he's going to do it anyways, just grab him by his shoulder and aim him.
Well, Kahlan is not distracted. She ends up with her hands on a heavy lance and gets that horse turned back around. And Nick is solid as fuck still, not flinching at any of the crazy shit going on. She does like a well-timed juke to the right, and she misses the fireball. And then it smashes into a bunch of tents and is like,
see?
Done. Yeah.
This is what we were worried about, sir. We really think you should lay down now.
You need to take a nap, okay?
Yeah. So a battle erupts between the men running from the fire and other men, making it even more crazy. Kahlan manages to slam the lance into the wizard's chest before he gets off another wizard's fireball, which actually, at this point, was probably helping her out anyways, because we know he couldn't have aimed to save his life.
Right.
Literally. Yeah, that was a good joke. Anyways, but doesn't even get to take a second to celebrate because she has to get out of Dodge right fucking now. She just literally shook the bee's nest.
Yeah.
And there are 50,000 bees. With swords.
It struck me how quick the death of the wizard happened and, like, just went by and it wasn't even a thing. Because I had to listen a couple times. I went back because I was like, wait, is the wizard dead? What happened to the wizard? Where'd the wizard go? Because it was like, she slammed it into him and then she was fucking gone.
She killed him and then she ran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she came for the wizard. That was the point. Now they can't track him.
You know, it's funny because you think wizard, he won't be killed by something as simple as a spear. But, like, yeah, totally. Just because you have magic doesn't make you any less human. And we learned this in the first book. Richard says, just because you're on some, epic quest doesn't mean you can't just fall and break your ankle in a hole and, like, that's you done. So it doesn't have to be some amazing thing. She's like, no, I just ran in there, fucking stabbed his ass with a lance, and then I left.
No big deal.
Bada boom, baby.
So at this point, at least 36 men are getting on horses, chasing her ass out of there. A lot of people, though, ignore them once they get out of, like, the center of the camp, because it's just people riding horses and being assholes. Everyone's drunk, so they're like, fuck you. And it's funny to me, even though they're tearing tents up and shit when they're running through, people are like, you're an asshole, okay? I'm gonna drink my beer. I don't care.
Yeah, you're causing problems, but you're not the worst thing that's going on. It's like, whatever. This must happen a lot. Just a solo rider, some two guys get into a fight, and then they run away from each other, and it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Not to be worried about.
Not my problem.
Yeah.
I am not working right now, so...
I do not get paid to deal with this shit, therefore I will not deal with this shit.
This is the only time I'm getting to have dinner, so fuck you. As Kahlan flies past everything, it's all a blur, right? It specifically says it's a fucking blur and she can barely see the things she's running past. Somehow, though, miraculously, she's able to spot a sword and grab that shit out of the scabbard as they're galloping.
Okay, so this sword is hanging in a scabbard as she goes by.
Yep.
On what?
On the side of a carriage or a horse or some shit.
Okay, so she gets close enough to grab this sword at full speed.
Mm-hmm.
I want to call BS so bad. That would be really hard. Maybe it's not impossible. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, right? Or if it is on a horse, like cutting the horse, because you're going to be going forward quickly. So you have to pull that thing up so fast. Otherwise, it would slice through potentially whatever's in front of your hand when you grab that thing.
Or your armpit.
All that aside, swords are fucking heavy.
Yep.
That would be a really hard thing to do.
Yep. When I heard it, I was like, no, you fucking didn't, Kahlan.
You slowed down. She must have. She must have slowed way down and, like, grabbed it quick and then continued to run. Because doing something like that at full speed is practically impossible.
If shit is blurred on your side, you are not grabbing it.
Oh, yeah.
There is no way.
It's like reaching your arm out and like smacking a stop sign when we're on the motorcycle. You would never do that.
No. But she uses the super not heavy, also easy to grab sword and ends up cutting the lead lines on some horses and then cutting the ass of one of them, causing pain and panic among them.
I'm sorry to laugh. And just the one horse, like, fuck you.
Yeah, what did I
Why
do?
did you stab me? Fine, set us free, whatever. Don't stab me.
Yeah, I was gonna run anyways, bitch.
No, okay. What Kahlan should have done is smack the horse's ass with the flat of the blade, right? That way you don't actually cut a horse, but you get the point across.
I don't think she had control over the goddamn sword.
Or maybe, well, yeah, there's that. Or maybe there just wasn't enough time. Like, apparently she never slowed down for any of this. Which, again, a little silly. But
I mean,
she's heroic, so I'm going to give it to her.
Yeah. I get not slowing down when you got, like, 30 fucking something guys on your ass. But there's, yeah, you know?
Yeah, I think I do.
She ends up killing another man who ends up somehow jumping up to her, and she fucking kills him, and then she gets free of the camp and follows her own tracks back up into the mountain.
Letting her get away.
Yeah. 50 men at this point are in pursuit, not 3 minutes behind. She knows they're gonna catch her, but she's cool with it, apparently. That's the plan.
It's all part of the plan. It's fine, guys. We don't know what the plan is, though.
No.
So again, we're left at the end of a chapter wondering what the hell.
Potentially, literally, hanging off a cliff. Because cliffhanger, you know? I thought it was funny.
If you enjoyed this episode, you can let us know by writing an email to podcastatt@gmail.com or sending a voicemail or a text to our number at 616-259-0025. You can find us on Facebook by searching all the things, on Instagram at podcastatt, and at Twitter at podcast_ATT. If you wanted to be extra cool, you can check out our Patreon and make a pledge there. Anywhere from $1 to $10 get you access to a bunch of good stuff, plus gets us closer. I think we're only $5 away to our goal, which would let us start a website so we can host all of this content in one place.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be pretty awesome. But thank you guys for listening. We will